Good evening, Western Boone. Tonight, the Western Boone Stars will take on the North Montgomery Chargers at home in a conference bout. The 4-0 Stars are heavy favorites against 1-3 Chargers at home, as the team features a defense that has given up only 12 points on the season, with the last 3 games resulting in shutouts. The Western Boone offense has more than their part, scoring 152 points through 4 games. The Stars team ranks inside the top 3 in the 2A football class. The North Montgomery team, on a 2-game losing skid, have been outscored 87-43 in 4 games this season. Looking at the quarterback statistics for each team and their opponents, the North Montgomery Chargers have scored 0 points in the first quarter. This Chargers team has also scored 12 in the second quarter. They've scored 18 in the third quarter and 13 in the fourth quarter, with a total of just 43 points on the season, as I mentioned. This Western Boone team has scored 40 points in the first quarter. Shows that they're able to come out guns a-blazing, get the scoreboard lit up real early. Second quarter, we've got 59 points for the Stars. And then the 19 points for third quarter is pretty low compared to the rest of them. But that's usually these past 4 games when they've been ahead a bunch. It's when they've been integrating their JV team into the game. In the fourth quarter, they've improved with 34 points. For the total, we've got 152 points so far through 4 games for the Stars, with their point differential is plus 140 for the Stars and negative 44 for the North Montgomery Chargers. By taking a look at the win-loss records for each team, we can see that North Montgomery has a 1-3 overall record, 0-2 in conference, 1-1 at home, and 0-2 away. They have a win percentage of 25%, as Western Boone are 4-0 overall, as I mentioned. They're 1-0 in conference matches, 1-0 at home as they are tonight, and 3-0 away with a 100% winning percentage. We were about to play the national anthem, so we will take a quick break here during the playing. We are back here at Western Boone after the playing of the national anthem, as you just saw. Now our players are beginning to run out of the tunnel and are going to run out on the field, cheered on by the band and the cheerleaders. So last week for Western Boone, the game was played in pouring rain for most of the night. This rainfall was, of course, the result of Hurricane Gordon, which hit the U.S. last week. The aftermath of the storm left most of Indiana drenched throughout the weekend, making for some fun football. Last Friday, the Stars traveled to Liston to take on the Tri-West Bruins. In a rainy affair, the defense reigned supreme as the final score was just 7-0 in favor of Western Boone. Because of the slippery conditions, Webo quarterback Spencer Wright only attempted 5 passes, completing 2 of them for a measly 12 yards. One of his 2 completions, however, resulted in a touchdown. Seniors Patrick Schallenberger and Noah McClendon were on the receiving end of Wright's 2 completions, as Schallenberger caught the game's only touchdown. The quarterback for Tri-West only attempted 8 passes, 4 of which went for a completion. Rather than a touchdown that his opponent threw, the Tri-West quarterback threw an interception on one of his 4 completions. This interception, it couldn't have come at a worse time, as the Bruins had the ball in their hands, driving down the field for what could have been a touchdown to tie or even win the game. Senior defender Peyton Young came up big for the Stars, snagging an interception in the game's waning moments. The Bruin quarterback only managed a quarterback rating of 24, which is pretty meaningless considering there were only 8 passes thrown on his part. His senior wideouts, Van Slyke and Williams, as well as junior Justin Curry for the Bruins, caught the completions from their quarterback. There were still about 50 plays executed for each team, even though a small number of passes were thrown. Players running wild for the Stars included junior Brett Wethington with 14 rushes, senior Cruz Washington with 12 rushing attempts, and senior Devin Weekly with 7, among others. Wethington converted his 14 carries into 74 yards, an amazing 5.3 yards per carry. Washington moved his 12 carries for 55 yards and a 4.6 yard per carry mark. Weekly gained 32 yards on his 7 carries, good for a 4.6 average, same as Washington. Webo quarterback Spencer Wright also scrambled 8 times for only 23 yards, averaging 2.9 yards per carry. Team totals in rushing for Western Boone include 43 carries for 184 yards and an average of 4.3 yards per rush overall. In a sloppy, muddy night, only one Star fumbled a ball, which was Cruz Washington. On the other side of the ball, sophomore Bryce Hendershot ran the ball 17 times for 72 of the team's 78 total rushing yards. So pretty much Tri-West had most of their rushing yards on one player. Senior Sam Fulton for the Bruins ran 8 times for a total of only 15 yards, and the Stars defense lit up Tri-West, holding the Bruins to only 2.7 yards per carry. Once again for the Stars' black hole of a defense, senior Devin Weekly racked up 11 total tackles, 3.5 resulted in a loss of yards. Weekly has been the heart and soul for the Stars' lightning-quick defense for all of his high school career. Weekly led the team in every defensive category last Friday. Stars took a Bruin runner behind the line of scrimmage an outstanding 11 times throughout the night, as well as bringing the quarterback down twice. Senior Dietz Holdorf and junior Josh Benson were the Western Boone sack artists for the night, with hurries coming twice from Andrew McCady, and one from Benson and junior Luke Kernodle. Punting for the Stars was senior Peyton Young with 4 punts, and Bruins sent 5 punts into the air on the rainy evening. Kicking the lone extra point for the Stars last week was Peyton Young's freshman brother Eli. All in all, Western Boone flexed the muscles of their stout defense, which alone puts them in the conversation for the sectional championship repeat. However, the prolific offense puts a two-way school right in the middle of the state championship hunt. They say defense wins championships, and the Stars definitely have a great one. However, nothing beats a high-profile offense to pair with it. Now, as you can see, these star players are rushing out onto the field, being greeted by their fans, by the band, the cheerleaders, and everyone in attendance as they now walk over to the sideline and get in their huddle. There's 3 minutes left until the beginning of the game as all the non-players start to clear the field. Last week, North Montgomery were playing against Lebanon. The game was originally scheduled at Lebanon, but they had to move it to Crawfordsville because of the muddy conditions. Crawfordsville, with their turf field, 12 loss slid North Montgomery to a 2-game losing streak while dragging their record to 1-3. The game was moved onto Athenian turf, as I mentioned, because of the awful conditions. Each team played a completely different offense, with the Chargers relying on their quarterback, Jaron Bradford, to make plays with both his arm and legs. Lebanon, however, gave the keys to their offense to their running back, who embarrassingly ran all over the Charger defense. 21 passing attempts for 82 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. 21 passing attempts in the rain will certainly spell doom for the team. Bradford also attempted an astonishing 20 rushing attempts for only 20 yards and a touchdown. Nobody wants their offensive leader to take 20 extra hits from the opposing defense, which is exactly what happened last Friday for the Chargers. Only 1 yard per carry is a cause for concern, so hopefully, for his sake, the rushing attempts take a deep nosedive tonight, and his yards per carry can go up. Behind Bradford, there were only 2 other players who ran the ball. Senior Bryce Claycomb toted the rock 8 times, and junior Cade Cobell ran the ball thrice. Claycomb was the most successful with 54 rushing yards, good for 6.8 yards per carry, and the Chargers as a team ran 31 total run plays for 75 yards, good for 2.4 yards per carry and a single touchdown. Now we're about to see the Charger team run out to the sideline. The Lebanon offense last week could not have been different. The Tiger quarterback completed 1 of 4 passes for 18 yards, so he didn't get the ball too much, which is nice in a rainy day. And as expected, the team ran for 43 rushes, over 330 yards, in all 4 of their touchdowns on the night. Senior Johnson ran for an outstanding 309 yards for all 4 touchdowns, good for an astonishing 9.4 yards per carry average. In order for the Chargers to stay in the game, North Montgomery defense will need to at least slow down the Stars' running game. Leading the Chargers' defense in tackles was senior Fritzen with 12 tackles last week. The team registered 0 sacks against the Tigers. Now the Channel 13 News helicopter will fly over the field to go land in the practice field as they are doing highlights throughout the night on Channel 13. So the team last week registered 0 sacks. This is the Chargers team against the Tigers. The Chargers will have to form some semblance of a pass rush in order to keep Western Boone quarterback Spencer Wright from erupting off the stat sheet. Spencer has flaunted his ability to avoid sacks all season long, so this could spell trouble for the North Montgomery team if they cannot put pressure on him. Taking a look at the lineup, your Stars starting lineup will feature, as we can see, a quarterback in Spencer Wright is a junior. Senior running back Cruz Washington, number 36. And the wideouts tonight will be McClendon and Benson, with Hendricks and Cornoto lining up in the slot and off the wing. As you can see, the offensive line is anchored by center 54, Casey Foster. He's got Michael Rice and Sam Wilkinson, both seniors to each side, and then 2 juniors in left tackle Max Johnson and right tackle Jake Jones. Next to that. Next up, you've got cornerbacks split out wide is junior Cortez Stoudemire and sophomore Luke Marsh, the only sophomore starting for this defense. The rest of the team are either juniors or seniors that are starting. At the safety positions, you can see Peyton Young at free safety and Connor Hull at the strong safety. And then your 2 middle linebackers at Weekly and Wethington. On the defensive line, you've got your 2 outside linebackers lined 1 to each side, Andrew McAtee and Josh Benson, as we're now starting the kickoff. That is recovered, that is actually dropped by number 15, Luke Cornoto. He's got an open hole, he's running through. He's got 3 guys to beat. He's already beat 2 of them. Cornoto's in open space. He's got no one else at the 10, at the 5. He's in for a score, the first score of the night already. It's a great job by Cornoto. He was first he dropped the ball, as you saw, and he had to weave through this Northmont special teams, who were not able to bring him down. He was able to score for the touchdown. So as easy as that, Western Boone's already up 6-0. Not even 15 seconds left beginning in the game. As now the team will line up to kick an extra point. You've got number 34, Elliott Young, set to kick back. And there is a timeout whistled by the ref. Timeout will be charged to Western Boone. So with that timeout, we up here will take a quick break. We'll be back when the timeout ends. Now as the timeout's finished, we've got number 34, Elliott Young, set back to kick. The ball is up in the air, and it goes through the uprights. The first PAT of the game made by the freshman kicker. Now that puts the score up 7-0 in favor of the Stars. Both teams will now set out to have their kick return teams out. And this could spell trouble for the Chargers, as we've already seen a kick return touchdown. The first touch of the game resulted in a touchdown, so it might not look too good for this Charger team tonight. Jaron, what do you see on that kickoff play? Thank you. Now both teams are setting out for their kickoff. Western Boone, number 18, Peyton Young, set to kick out to the 2 receivers back for the Chargers. We've got 21, Cade Coble, and number 24. Number 24 is Gabe Laws, set back to return the kick. Coble on the near side, Laws on the far side, as Peyton Young stepping into the huddle. to address his team. So the score stands 7-0 with 11 minutes and 43 seconds left in the game. Left in the first quarter, excuse me. As Young now steps back, he puts his hand up to begin his kick. And the kick is in the air. A nice kick goes deep to about the 10-yard line where it bounces and is picked up by number 21, who gets brought down before a gain of very much. He gets maybe 3 yards on the return. That'll set up his team at about the 15-yard line. The Chargers set out their offensive lineup. Looking at this lineup for Chargers, you can see that starting for quarterback is Bradford, and he was who really led their team last week in touches. You've got receivers Kai Warren and Daniel Fritzen out. We'll take a break from that as the play is a handoff up the middle to number 8, and he gets swallowed for a gain of a few. Number 8 is Bryce Claycomb for the Chargers. Swallowed up by a galaxy of stars up the middle. Now number 11, Bradford, will be taking the signal from his coach. He steps up in the I formation under center. He's got one receiver split to the far side to his left, one to the right. Western Boone's defensive front ready to go as the ball is snapped and is handed off to his tailback, who gets swallowed up by Weekly for a gain of only 1. Number 2, Devin Weekly, who led the team in tackles last week, was the one who got in the stop. That was a gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Chargers. 10 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter. As Bradford standing in the shotgun, no one behind him. He's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 3rd down once again as he prepares to take the snap. It is a pass play. No, he's bootlegging it, and he's keeping it. He gets room, and he's brought down before a first down. This will bring up 4th down for the Chargers. That quarterback, Bradford, he took the snap, started running out to the left side, and was brought down before he got to the first down as he's tried to scramble. Brought down by number 2, Devin Weekly again, who's already got 2 in this game. The punt team is set to kick. Number 18, Peyton Young, back to receive. As the ball is in the air. Received as he's got room. He's getting through tackles. He's got room. He's at the 30, and he's brought down at the 30. Number 18, Peyton Young, out of way to weave through that special teams, as once again this Charger special teams gives up another big gain on the ground. The Stars will start out on the Chargers' 30-yard line, 30 yards from pay dirt. As number 7, Wright, will stand in the shotgun. He's got 36 Washington behind him. He's got 2 receivers, 2 each side. He takes a snap and hands it off to Washington. No, it's an option play, bootleg. He's got room. He's got 5 yards, 10 yards. He's got a first down and more. Brought down at about the 6-yard line. We'll call it the 8-yard line for a first down. So now the score is still 7-0 with 9 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first quarter as Western Boone's in the red zone once again. This team, as I mentioned, they've scored 40 points so far this season in the first quarter, and they're set with 7 right now, and they could add to that total already. Right in the shotgun, he takes a snap. It's a pass play. It's up in the air. He's got Hendricks open, and he catches it in the back end zone for a touchdown. Number 21 for the Stars, Joe Hendricks with the touchdown catch. Hendricks had about 2 steps on his defenders. He's able to get a nice, easy touchdown in the back left corner of the end zone. The Stars line up their PAT team with number 34, Elliott Young, back to kick. Holding is number 11, Mitch Miller. Both freshmen. Miller puts it down, and it's in the air. Elliott kicks it through the uprights for another Point after attempt. Kick is good. That'll bring the score 14-0 for the Stars. 9 minutes left in the first quarter. As both teams start their kick return, they send their kicking team out. Darren, what are we going to need to see from this Northmont team to slow down our offense?
They need to do much better off the kickoff. As you can see, we've been really well off of our special teams. We've been great at pushing up, and we're just not stopping us.
Yes, we've been able to get big gains on the kick returns, as you've able to say. We got one on the kickoff, and then one big gain on the punt, second touchdown of the game. There's 9 minutes left in the first quarter as the Chargers are walking out they spread it out across the field. Peyton Young, number 18, step back to kick. To return, you've got number 21 and 24 once again. That is number 21 is Cade Cobell, and 24 is Gabe Laws back to return, standing at about the 10-yard line. Western Boone defense, the Western Boone kickoff team stretching across the field. Number 18, Peyton Young, once again back to kick. As the whistle's blown, he will begin the kickoff, and the ball is up in the air. A nice kick to about the 15-yard line is high and is dropped. And there's a fumble. He's scooping it. He scored. Number 5, Patrick Schallenberger with a touchdown. Holy cow, the game's already getting out of hand, 20-0. Just 3 minutes into the game so far. As that return man for the Chargers fumbled the high kick, and it just went right into the arms of number 5, Patrick Schallenberger. Easy touchdown. We can't see that from this Chargers team if they don't want to end up like Crawfordsville, losing 69-0. As the Stars team will likely send out their point after team once again. If they do, they will have number 34, Elliott Young, back to kick. But right now, Young and Miller are both on the sideline. So we'll see what this Western Boone team wants to do. Calling to the field, number 21 is Joe Hendricks, who they just motioned to come in. This team will... No, Schallenberger didn't score the touchdown. It appears that they called him down. But the Stars team will have their offense knocking in the red zone at the 11-yard line. Fans are not very happy about that call. Score is still 14-0 for now. But this team with Wright standing in the gun is only 10 yards out from the end zone. Number 36, Cruz Washington, lined up behind him. It is a pass play as he steps back. He's got a guy wide open in the end zone, and it is deflected. The intended target was number 15, Luke Kernodle. Number 21, Cade Cobell, was the one who came up with the deflection. As this team will be set out second down on the 11, 10 yards to go for a first down. 8 minutes and 55 seconds left in the quarter. Western Boone's possession with 14 points. As is an option play, Wright gets swallowed up for a sack behind the line. 2 Chargers on the play was number 61 and number 10. That is Jacob Braun, number 61. Their linebacker was one of them on the play, one of them on the stop. This will bring up third down for the Stars team. They're on the 14-yard line now, as Wright is once again standing in the gun. He's got Washington behind him. 2 guys split out wide. He takes a snap, and Washington gets swallowed up for a loss of yards. That was number 36, Washington, with a handoff as he gets swallowed up behind the line. As Wright is now looking at his coach. We've got Washington standing in the backfield. Wright's got 15 and 21. Kernodle and Hendricks as his slot receivers. He's got 2 out wide. There's a man in motion. It is a pass play. He's looking downfield. He's got a guy downfield in the end zone. He jumps up, and it is no good. That incomplete pass as he had number 87, Noah McClendon. 21 Coble on the play on the breakup, as it will now bring up 4th down. However, there is a flag on the play. Now it appears the Chargers will take over on downs, depending on the call on the field. The Chargers offense will take the field. As these fans aren't very happy, Western Boone, many think, should have had that kickoff return, went in for a touchdown. But a nice stand by this Chargers defense. That's what we're going to need to see more if they're going to want to stay in this game. Score is now at 14-0 rather than the 21-0 it could have been. There's some movement on the defensive front for Western Boone. Bradford's in the shotgun. He's got a man in motion. Hand off to his running back, who gets swallowed up for a loss of yards. Number 5, Patrick Schallenberger on the play. Number 51, Caleb Freeman, also is in on the stop. That running back was number 8, Claycomb for the Chargers, who gets swallowed up for a loss. This will bring up 2nd down and 13 for Bradford and the Chargers. As Western Boone's defense is down, set at the line. Bradford's in the shotgun. He's got Claycomb to his left. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Man in motion, that's number 3. Moves to the right side. It's a pass play, a screen. Number 8, he's got some room. No, he's swallowed up for a loss of yards. Man, he had Claycomb set out to his left on that screen. However, it appears that he shouldn't have thrown that pass as Claycomb was surrounded by defenders. Would have been a better idea to throw it away. Now this team will be set 3rd and 17. Not looking good for this Chargers team. Western Boone's defense is set at the line. Chargers as well. Bradford standing in the shotgun. He's got man Claycomb to his right. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. As he's got a bootleg, he's running. He's got a flag on the play. He's thrown it deep, but it is out of bounds. Intended for number 21, Coble, but it is out of bounds. Incomplete pass. There's a flag on the play now. It is going to be holding, according to the ref. Holding on the Chargers. The call is declined. It'll bring up 4th down and 17 on the 11-yard line. So if the Chargers do go for the punt, they're going to be pinned against their own end zone with the ball on their own 11, as the punt team does appear to be stepping out on the field. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Score is 14-0. And now the punter is standing in the end zone. Dangerous territory for this Chargers team. As there's a rush, and he does get the punt off. It's high in the air. Fair caught by number 18, Peyton Young. This will set up Western Boone on their opponent's 40-yard line, 40 yards from the end zone. Bring up 1st and 10. Now number 7, Spencer Wright will take his team out on the field, trying not to repeat what happened on the last drive, which was essentially a 3-and-out where they had gotten nothing done on the ground or the air. Wright's walking out. The ball is on the far hash mark. He's got trips receivers to his left, 1 to his right, and 36 Washington standing behind him. He's in the shotgun formation. Wright will take the snap. It is a pass play. He's looking. He's running around. He throws a deep one to number 87, Noah McClendon, but it is dropped. Incomplete pass, just out of reach. 87, McClendon, he had a nice step on his receiver, but it is just poorly placed ball. McClendon wasn't able to reach out and grab it. On that play, there was all day for number 7, Spencer Wright, to throw. Very little pass rush from this Chargers team, which is going to have to change if they want to stay in this game. Wright standing in the shotgun. He hands it off to, it's an option play. Now he's running out, and he's got 10 yards, and steps out of bounds. This will be a first down, a gain of about 15 yards. Ball is placed inside the 30 at about the 25-yard line. On that play, Wright grabbed the ball. He optioned it to Washington and then bootlegged out. However, there's a flag on the play, and it will move the Stars back. This will bring up second down, as there's a 5-yard penalty. These penalties are starting to pile up against the Stars. Last week they had 5 penalties compared to Tri-West 0 penalties. And this Tri-West team needs to stay more disciplined if they want to mount some more drives. Now Wright will stay in the shotgun with Washington behind him. There's a flag on the play. It appears to be a neutral zone infraction on the Chargers defense. Move the ball right back up where it was at about the 40-yard line. 41. The team will now step out to the 40-yard line where they will have a 2nd and 10 play. About 2nd and 12, actually, as Wright is standing in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Hands it off to number 36, Washington, who's got room. He's got a first down and more. He's at the 10. He's at the 5, and he's got a touchdown. Number 36, Cruz, Washington. As he hands the ball off to the ref and goes and celebrates with his teammates, rightfully so. A nice play where he runs right up the middle of the defense, and this Chargers defense had no answers for him. Score is now set at 20-0, pending the extra point. Is number 34, Elliott Young, will step back. Number 11, Miller, holding. 5 minutes and 31 seconds left in the game, left in the first quarter. The ball is in the air, bounces off the hash mark, but goes in. PAT is good. Man, that ball went up and hit the left upright, knocked in just barely. Good for 1 more point. Scores now 21-0 in favor of Western Boone. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Jaron, on that drive, we saw a nice mix between passing game, rushing game. We saw some options. What does Western Boone need to do throughout the rest of this game to stay successful?
I think we need to keep doing what we're doing right now. What am I trying to say here? Mix it all up. Running, passing, keep it all a mystery to the defense of the Chargers.
Yes, and we definitely do need to limit these penalties, as both teams have both teams with penalties on that drive. They need to stay more disciplined if they want any chance on the Chargers side of winning, and Western Boone's side if they want to keep the game in their control. One of the keys to this game for the Stars, if they want to keep in control, is to control the tempo. Whether they want to go fast-paced or slow-paced, they want to do whatever they can to control the tempo of the game and keep the ball out of the hands of the Chargers offense. Number 18, Peyton Young, back to kick. The ball is in the air. A nice kick will travel out to about the 15-yard line. It is received this time by Coble. Coble's running east and west, now north and south, as he is pulled down at about the 30-yard line. About 15 yards on that return. There is a flag, however. Number 33 on the kick return team, Cortez Stoudemire. He starts cornerback for the team. Well, on the tackle. The flag is against the Chargers. We'll bring up first down. As this Chargers team is set on the line waiting for the ball to be spotted. The ref is now walking it out. A loss of about 10 yards on the penalty is what it looks like. Chargers team now set back. You've got Bradford under center with a man behind him. One receiver to the far side, one to the other side, the near side, excuse me. There's a handoff up the middle as he's got a little bit of room but gets swallowed up after a gain of about 5. Nice gain for a first down play. That was number 21, Coble, on the carry. Coble's been doing everything for this team here in the beginning of the season as well as today. Early in this game, there's 5 minutes left and counting. Score is 21-0 in favor of Western Boone. Bradford's got shotgun formation. He's got a running back to his right. 2 receivers to the right, to the left is the ball's on the ground as he gets swallowed up for a loss of yards. An option play as he was tossed out to number 8, Claycomb. He couldn't hold on to the ball very long as it drops to the ground. He gets on it quick. Stays in possession of the Chargers, but is a loss of yards now. Number 23, Andrew McAtee with the pressure, with the hurry on that play. It will now bring up 3rd down and about 14 for the Chargers, pinned against their own end zone at about the 15-yard line. This Western Boone's defense has been able to put pressure on the opposing team all year long. And as we can see, that's not going to stop today. Now Bradford will stay in the shotgun with the running back to his left. He's got uneasy feet, but he throws a deep one and it is incomplete, intended for number 3. Number 3, Daniel Fritzen. Falls to complete at about the 50-yard line, 45-yard line. Will bring up 4th down and 13. Once again, the punter will be standing near his own end zone. Dangerous territory for this lightning-quick Stars defense. Number 18 for the Stars, Peyton Young, standing at about the star at midfield, awaiting the kick. 21, Coble, standing about his 4-yard line. He's got pressure, but he gets the ball away up in the air. Peyton Young with the fair catch at about the 46-yard line. This is a nice punt by Cade Coble. He had pressure on him. He got it out quick enough. Peyton Young brings up 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line, at the Star zone 46-yard line, just on the tip of the star. Score is 21-0 in favor of Western Boone. 3 minutes and 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Number 7, Wright for the Stars, standing at quarterback. He will be lined up in the shotgun formation. 36, Washington behind him. He's got 2 receivers to each side. The ball is snapped and handed off as an option play as Wright takes it up for a 1st down and more. However, there is a flag on the play. We can hear this Channel 13 chopper in the background as they begin to land on the practice field to the north side of this field. The call is a holding play on Western Boone, so the 1st down will be negated. Will be a loss of yards. Bring the ball up to about the 1 second. The ref's still spotting it. She's moving it. Will be put down at about the 40-yard line for the Stars. So rather than being at the opposite 45-yard line, they're now stuck at their own 40-yard line because of this penalty. Western Boone once again needs to be more disciplined if they want to keep moving the chains. Now, number 7, Wright, standing in the shotgun with Washington behind him. He's got trips receivers to the left as he's looking there. And he throws on a laser. It is incomplete. Number 5, Patrick Schallenberger, jumps up. Is not able to corral on the passes. He's got 3 defenders around him. Was standing about the 50-yard line. If he caught it, it would have been a gain of about 5. This now brings up 3rd down. This will be second down, actually. Second, about 16 yards. Wright is going to stand in the shotgun once again. He's got his running back behind him, 2 receivers to each side. A little bit of confusion. He looks over at his coach. Wright's now got a man in motion, 21 Hendricks, as he hands it off to Hendricks. Hendricks has got room. He's got 5, 10, 15. He's got 20 yards and thrown out of bounds at about the 40, inside the 40 for Western Boone, inside the Chargers 40. That'll be a 1st down for the Stars. 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Scores 21-0. As Wright will now stand in the shotgun with 36 Washington behind him. He's got 2 receivers to the right. To the left, he's got a man in motion in Kernodle. Kernodle's got a screen pass over the play. He's called dead with the flag. This will likely be a false start against Western Boone. Now the refs will be moving the ball back, excuse me. This will bring up first down and about 15 for Wright and the Stars. Walking out to the line. Wright will be lined up in the shotgun with his running back behind him. He's got three receivers to the left side, one to the right. As Wright throws one to number 21 with the catch, it appears. Number 21, Joe Hendricks, with a nice left shoulder catch. Dangerous passes is thrown into double coverage, but is corralled by number 21, Hendricks, once again as he goes down for about a 10-yard gain. We'll bring up second down and short with 3 minutes and dropping for the Stars. The score is 21-0. Right in the shotgun. He's got a man behind him. Hands it off to Washington, who's swallowed up behind the line, and it'll go for a loss of yards. Number 36, Washington, with a handoff. Will be brought back to about the 37-yard line, bringing up a third down play. So we've seen some mixed results, Jaron, from this Chargers defensive line. What are we going to need to see for them to stay in the game for the rest of the way?
They need to be able to counter our running, as we have seen that our running is pretty good, but also our passing is good, so they need to learn to cope with both of that.
Wright's got pressures. He's evading it. He's got a man, and he's thrown out of bounds, pushed out of bounds at about the 45, 44-yard line. Might have been smarter for him to just chuck it out of bounds once he saw that he had no room. But some nice pressure from this Chargers defense. Is once again, we've seen mixed results. These last two plays looking good for the defensive front. So bring fourth and about 11 for the Stars. Ball on the 45-yard line, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. It appears that the Stars will be going for it. Wright standing in the shotgun. He's got one receiver to the left, to the right. He's got a running back behind him. It is a pass play. He's got pressure. And tosses it to 13. 13, Benson's got some room. He's got a first down and more. Brought down at the 15-yard line is number 13, Logan Benson, for the Stars. A dangerous short pass on this fourth down, Jaron, as he's able to twist left and right, knife through the defense, get a nice first down gain. A little bit of a risky call for Western Boone as it pays off now. Ball will be at the 17-yard line. First and 10. 2 minutes left in the quarter. Scores 21-0.
We are a great team, and we're confident in that pass.
Easy there. Wright's sacked. He's brought down for a loss of about 5. As this Chargers defense is starting to look up as they're bringing on pressure. Western Boone's offensive line now needs to step up to keep their quarterback protected. Now Wright will stand in the shotgun with Washington behind him as he has been all game. He's got two receivers to the right, one to the left. Benson on one side, and he's got his other two on the far side. To 36, Washington, who has room. Same play as his touchdown earlier, and he will go for an easy touchdown. Number 36, Cruz Washington, with 6 points, put him up on the board. 1:17 left in the first quarter as this scoring onslaught continues for Western Boone. Score is now 27-0 pending the extra point as Washington celebrates with his players now. You've got 34, Elliott Young, standing for the PAT. Number 11, Mitch Miller, ready to take the hold. Ball's at the 2-yard line, and it will be snapped to Miller. The ball's in the air, and it is good. PAT, the fourth one of the night, is good for the freshman kicker. Stars are up 28-0 with 1:17 left in the first quarter. Some nice plays by this Western Boone team as their offense once again shown some mixed results. What have you seen today, Jaron?
Cruz Washington has done an excellent job of keeping up his running game and keeping the defense on their toes, being able to push through and counter through that defense. He's done an excellent job tonight.
Yes, Washington's got 2 touchdowns already in this first quarter. 2 of the game's 4. First one came on that kickoff return by Kernodle. Second one was a nice pass play from right over to number 21, Hendricks. And then the last two that we've seen have been by 36, Washington, their starting running back. This Western Boone team's been mixing their running backs back and forth throughout the season. However, this game, it's been all of Washington's show. They've got a couple more capable runners, and 16, Brett Wethington. You've got 2, Devin Weekly, and even 20, Dylan Brown. But they've stuck with number 36, Washington, who has a hot hand, already scored 2 touchdowns. Number 18, Peyton Young, will stand back to kick off. Scores 28-0, and the ball is in the air. A nice kick once again to about the 15-yard line. Coble with the return as he is swallowed out of bounds at about the 20 to make that the 30-yard line. Bring up 1st and 10 for this Chargers team. That was number 32, Josh Benson, with the tackle on this return. Set up the Chargers in Bradford with the 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line. Bradford looks to stay in the I formation with 2 running backs lined up behind him. He's got 1 receiver to the left, none to the right. 2 tight ends, 1 on each side of the line. Bradford gets the call from his coach. 11 seconds left on the play clock and dropping. Bradford's now under center as he hands it off to his tailback, who gets swallowed up for a no gain. That was number 16, Brett Wethington, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. So we'll bring up 2nd and 9 with 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Timeout will be charged. Stop the clock at 57 seconds now. Now, Western Boone will step out to the line. They've got the Southmont team. There was not a timeout, but just a time stoppage, as now the clock is running again. Chargers team's doing some late second substitutions. There's 15 seconds left in the play clock. Some confusion with this Chargers team. They may be forced to call a timeout if they don't get their stuff figured out. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Bradford takes a direct handoff as he is stopped for a gain of only 1 or 2. And now Bradford, number 11, their quarterback with the quarterback keeper, does not gain the desired yardage for a 1st down. However, they still have 1 more chance. It is now 3rd down. 3rd and about 8 on the 33-yard line. There are 9 seconds left on the clock, as both teams will likely let the clock roll down to end the first quarter. That will happen. This is now the end of the first quarter. We will take a break and come back to you at the beginning of the second quarter. We are back at Western Boone, as quarterback will stand with the running back to his left, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the far side on the left. It is a bootleg as he's got a man downfield. It is caught, number 21, Coble. That will be enough for the Chargers' first down of the night. Clock is stopped as he steps out of bounds. Now this Chargers team will step out to the line at their own 42-yard line. Number 11, Bradford, standing in the shotgun. He's got his man, Clay Combe, to his left. He's got a receiver to one side, 2 on the other. Bradford will stand in the shotgun. Will take the snap. He's scrambling. He's got pressure. He throws the ball up and it is incomplete, dropped on the ground. Number 21, Coble, was not able to bring in the high pass as the Stars defender almost came up and defended it. This is the second quarter, 28-0, 11 minutes and 29 seconds left. Bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball's on the 42. All right, so now Bradford will stand in the I formation. Ball's on the near hash mark. He's got an I formation, 2 running backs behind him. It is a pass. He's got a little bit of pressure. Now he was brought down. He's got to throw it out of bounds. Incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down and 10. Bradford stepping back out. Ball will be placed on the near hash mark on the Chargers' own 42-yard line. Number 11, Bradford, standing in the gun alone. He's got 3 receivers to the near side, to the far side. He will take the snap in an obvious pass play situation. He's got some pressure from Weekly. He throws a deep ball up in the air. Dangerous pass. It is caught by Warren. However, there's a flag on the play. 1st down pending the call. That catch puts him inside Western Boone's territory, depending on the flag. Now the refs are out. It appears to be a defensive holding against Western Boone. Play will be declined. It'll bring up 1st down for the Chargers inside Western Boone's 40-yard line. Ball is at the 37, 1st down with 11 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Score is 28-0 as they start Bradford with a man to each side. He's got 2 guys to the left, 1 to the right in the receiver positions. It's a handoff. He keeps it for himself when he goes down for a loss of 1. That was an option play for Bradford as he decides to take it himself. Number 8, Claycomb, had some pressure on him, so Bradford takes it himself. Still loses a yard. This will bring up 2nd and 11 at the Western Boone's 38-yard line. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. Bradford's in the same formation in the shotgun with 2 receivers, 2 running backs to each side. It is a pass play as he launches one deep. There's 1-on-1, and it appears to be caught. It is caught at the 1-yard line. Warren with a nice diving catch just short of the end zone, but he gets another 1st down. Bring up North Montgomery. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Nice play, nice effort by Warren as he's able to lay out for that catch. Here as Bradford's quarterback keeper, he does not get it, it appears. So bring up 2nd down at about the same distance as Warren tries to take one to the house. The quarterback keeper, not successful. Now it is 2nd goal from inside the 1. 9 minutes and 45 minutes and counting in the quarter. You've got I formation. Bradford under center. He's got 1 receiver to the right, to his left, no one else. He is handing it off. His running back is not called for a touchdown. Puts him inside the 1-yard line, inches from the end zone. Bring up 3rd and 1. A stop here from Western Boone could be big. 3rd and goal for Bradford and company. Appears to be standing in the I formation once again. Running backs 10 and 8. 8 is number 8, Claycomb. It is a direct keeper as he is in for a touchdown. Number 11, Bradford, with another rush right up the middle as he finally gets it this time. So set the score at 28-6 with 8 minutes and 59 seconds left in the quarter. This will bring up the score to 28-6. North Montgomery standing in their huddle. There is 8 minutes left, 8:59 left in the quarter, as this North Montgomery team is now standing in their huddle. This Western Boone team standing on the goal line, going for 2. Bradford's got a direct keeper. He's got room, however, Weekly with the rush, and he takes the quarterback down. The quarterback snaps one out, dropped, no good. Score stands 28-6 as North Montgomery is the first team to score on Western Boone since the season opener. There's 8 minutes and 59 seconds left in the quarter as on that drive, Jaron, we saw a good mix of passes and rushes, some really drive-killing penalties by this Western Boone team. What is their defense going to need to do to keep this game in control?
We're definitely going to have to be conservative as we're up by a lot. We have a very commanding lead just before the half. We're definitely going to have to conserve and keep doing what we're doing to slow them down and take up as much time as we can.
Thank you, Jaron. Now, as the Western Boone team set out to receive, you've got 21 Hendricks and you've got 31 Cruz Washington set back to receive standing at about the 15-yard line. Looking into some more scores from the Sagamore Conference, Tri-West is tied with Danville 7-7. Western Boone once again as it shows up 28-6. And Southmont is up on Crawfordsville 28-7 in the beginning of the second quarter. Now, the kicker for North Montgomery will step out on the field for the first time. Ready to kick off. Once again, 36-21 for Western Boone, back to receive Washington and Hendricks, that is. The ball is kicked high in the air to about the 15-yard line. Is returned by Hendricks, who's running right up the middle of this return team. And he is brought down at about the 30-yard line. Bring up a Western Boone 1st and 10 with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left, up 28-6. As Jared had mentioned, this team should be kind of thinking more towards the conservative side as they are ahead 28-6. They have a commanding lead, and they need to be conservative enough to keep this lead in their hands. Let some of the clock run down until halftime. And maybe start thinking about putting some JV players in soon. Quarterback right, standing in the shotgun now. He's got Washington behind him as he's been the only running back in the game so far for Western Boone. He's got a man in motion. He hands it off to the man. Then Wright actually keeps it. He's got 15 Kernodle blocking for him up front. He's got 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, and more. Stepped out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. Just past the 50 at about inches past. There's a flag on the play, however, as a lot of these Western Boone big plays have been called back by flags. The ref is now calling a targeting call on Western Boone. That's really going to hurt him, Jaron. Just another penalty to bring them back. Now, the Stars team, rather than having a first down at the 50-yard line, they're going to be pushed back. Once again, the targeting play was called against them, and now the ball will be placed on the near side hash mark, right, going out to address this huddle. Team will be standing at about their 22-yard line. 1st and 19 to go. There's some confusion on the line as the ref's still up talking to the players. Score is 28-6, 8 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first half. That penalty will keep the first down play up on the board. 1st and 19 at their own 22-yard line. Right standing in the shotgun. It's a pass play. He's got time. He's running. He's got some room. He's running in the far side. He gets about 9 yards as he's pushed out of bounds. 9 or 10 yards. We'll see what the ref calls. And he is called out of bounds after about a gain. That's a gain of about 16. Using his legs as right. Be 3 yards short of the first down on second down now. Right standing once again in the shotgun. He's got Washington behind him. He's got a man in motion in Hendricks. It's a pass play. He's got a little bit of time as he's throw one deep down the field. He's got a guy open in Kernodle. Kernodle just drops it just out of his hands. Pass incomplete. Bring up 3rd down and 3. There is a flag on the play, however. Now Western Boone will be facing a 3rd and short. There's a flag on the play with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. Now, this Western Boone team will be pushed back. Once again, another penalty called. push them back to about a 3rd and 13 inside their own 30-yard line. Penalties have been killing this team throughout the game. They are still ahead, though, so it shouldn't be too much to monitor. Now you've got 7 right standing in the shotgun. He's got Washington behind him. He's got 2 receivers set to the right, 1 to the left. He's scrambling to the near side, throws a deep ball to number 21 who's open, and he gets a one-handed catch that is caught by Hendricks for a first down to about the 43, 44-yard line. An amazing catch by Hendricks. Jaron, what do you think?
Right there is just an absolutely outstanding play by Joe Hendricks. A very good pass with the defense right on top of him. He's able to get that one-handed catch in.
Thank you, Jaron. This student section for Western Boone is getting pumped up now. Play is called dead for from Western Boone. Timeout on the Chargers. The Chargers will be charged a timeout with 8 minutes and 11 seconds left in the second quarter, excuse me. Western Boone, when they come back out, will have a first 10. But for now, we will take a break up here. We'll be back when the timeout is over. We are back here at Western Boone after the second charge of the game. There's 8 minutes and 11 seconds left in the half. Wright's the lone guy in the backfield. He's got pressure. He's evading pressure. He is still up. He's got 3 men on the ground as he's running. He's brought down. Horse collar. The penalty is thrown on the play. Likely a horse collar as he gets a gain of about 5. Wright. He had 3 guys on him way in the backfield, 20 yards deep. And he evades all 3 of them just to get horse collar down after a gain of 5 at the sideline. This will be a 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Western Boone accepts, of course. Bring up an automatic first down. Western Boone's now standing on the 40-yard line in their huddle. The ball has yet to be placed, but the chains are moving. This will bring the Stars up at about the 15-yard line. Just one little penalty, and they're already in the red zone after just a couple plays. Now Wright standing in the gun. He's got Washington behind him, 2 receivers to each side. There's a play stoppage, a timeout called on Western Boone. Once again with this timeout, we'll take a timeout up here. Be back in a minute. All right, we are back here at Western Boone as the Stars have the ball. Their lead's at 28-6 with 8 minutes left in the half. On their own 15-yard line is a pass play up in the air. It is caught by number 13, Benson, as he gets a complete pass inside the 5-yard line. They will mark it about the 3, bring up another first down for the Stars on the goal line. In for running back is number 36, Washington, who already has 2 touchdowns on the game. Wright will be standing in the shotgun. 7 minutes, 50 seconds left and rolling. Wright, it's going to be a pass play. He throws one up deep, and it is no good. Incomplete pass. Bring up second down and goal at the 3-yard line. Coble was the defender on that play. He's been in on just about every play this game. He's been a difference maker for this Chargers team. Now 7 Wright will be standing back in the shotgun. He's got Washington behind him on the near side, on the near hash mark. Here's another pass play. He throws up. The play is called dead. It appears to be a false start against Western Boone. That'll move him back 5. Give him second and goal at the 8-yard line. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the half. There will be a substitution as Hendricks goes out and Hull goes out. Wethington comes in. Wethington appears to be split out wide. He's normally at the running back position for the Stars. 36 Washington standing in the back. Scores 28-6. Hendricks in the motion. Hands it off to Kernodle, who's got room on the reverse. He's brought down before he gets to the end zone. We'll mark him down about the 3-yard once again, bring up 3rd and goal. With these 3 goal line plays so far, Jaron, we have not seen any up the middle, even though Washington's had plenty of success up there. What do you think is going to happen on this next play?
With the way the game has been going, I honestly think they're going to pass it off to Chill, maybe.
All right, Wright's in the shotgun. He's got a man behind him. It will be a pass. He's bootlegging. He throws it, and he's got a man open. Touchdown, number 15, Luke Kernodle with the catch. Shoots the score up to 34 points for Western Boone in this first half so far, as number 15, Kernodle, was able to catch that short pass. Young will be set back to kick. Mitch Miller will be holding it. Elliott Young kicking the PAT. He's been perfect so far tonight, kicking play point after attempts. Now, the snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is good. Bring the score up 35-6 for the Stars over the lead. 7 minutes left in the first half. That was 34 Young with his 5th point after attempt of the day. 5 for 5 so far. As Jaron, we saw in there a nice mix once again of pass plays, run plays. We took a lot of deep shots, some short passes. That's what you have to do to be successful, is mix it up, keep the defense on their heels. Now the Stars team will step back to kickoff. Number 31 and number 21 for the Chargers set to receive. 21 Cobles handled most of the touches for this team. Him and Bradford's been splitting it. And number 31 is Zach Surley, set back to receive as well, standing on about the 15-yard line. Number 18, Peyton Young, ready to kick the ball away. Young gets a go-ahead from the ref with the whistle there. He's got his hand up and begins to kick off. It is a low laser. Bounces on the ground, but is picked up at about the 15-yard line. Coble's got a little bit of room as he gets brought down about the 31-yard line, his own 31. Will set up the Chargers with a 1st and 10 at about the 31-yard line. 7 minutes left in the second quarter, losing 35-6. Now, coaches are taught these days that if it's a first half and you got timeouts, you use them. Second half, you save them like they're gold. And this Western Boone team's already used 2 of their 3. Chargers have only used 1, but there's 7 minutes left. Only 3 timeouts left between the 2 coaches combined. Now Bradford standing in the shotgun with a man to his right. 2 receivers say he's got man in motion. But it is incomplete. Called incomplete, as it will bring up 2nd down now, 2nd and 10. On that play, Bradford had multiple options. He starts running out, throws a bad pass, called forward pass as it obviously was, and incomplete. Will bring up 2nd down. Now, number 11, Bradford, will be standing in the gun with his man, Claycomb, to his right. We got 2 receivers to each side. Hash marks on the far sideline. The ball's on the far hash mark, excuse me. Bradford's taking the call from his coach. Standing in the shotgun once again. 6 minutes and 57 seconds left in the half. He's got a ball. It's way up in the air. Incomplete. The intended target appeared to be number 20, Kiefer Carmian. Just a pretty rough pass. Some good coverage on Western Boone, but just a pass that was uncatchable by anyone. We'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Chargers. 6 minutes, 53 seconds left in the half. Scores 35-6 in favor of Western Boone. Bradford once again standing in the shotgun now. He's got trips receivers to his left. He's got his running back to his left as well. One guy out to the right. Ball's on the far hash mark. is the pass plays. He's got some pressure. He throws one deep. It is up in the air. It appears to be intercepted by Western Boone. They will call it intercepted by Western Boone's team. A nice pickoff by Western Boone. We'll start him over 1st and 10 at about the 32-yard line. 6 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first half. Scores 35-6 in favor of Western Boone, as their offense is now stepping out to the line. Wright appears to be standing in the shotgun. He's got Washington behind him once again. Only running back in the game to this point for Western Boone. He's got 2 receivers to one side, 1 to the other. Ball's on the far hash mark. Hands it off to Washington, who has room. He's got way open space. He's got 1 man to beat. It appears he's done. He's at the 20-yard line, the 10-yard line. It's his 3rd touchdown for Cruz Washington in the first half so far this game. Touchdown, Western Boone. Washington puts another 6 up on the board, brings the score up 41-6 for Western Boone, as they clearly have the game out of hand already. Just 6 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first half. Elliott Young will step back to kick the point after attempt. Miller to hold. Go ahead from the ref to kick it. And the ball is snapped. A good hold. The point after attempt is good. Brings the score up 42-6. Commanding lead, Western Boone. Jaron, what have you seen from this young man, Washington, throughout the game?
He has been absolutely outstanding for Western Boone, a key centerpiece for our offense, able to just absolutely demolish the defense and make excellent plays as he's on for his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Already 3 touchdowns in this game. Pulling an A.J. Green, as A.J. Green last night for the Bengals had 3 touchdowns in the first half. Scores up 42-6, as you got to begin wondering if this Western Boone team will start putting in their JV players. Nevertheless, number 18, Peyton Young's leading his team out on the field for a kickoff. You can see a healthy mix of varsity and JV players out for Western Boone on this kickoff. Ball will be put down at the 40-yard line of Western Boone, kicking out to the 2 returners who are standing at about the 15, 16-yard line, as this Western Boone team's now stretching across the line. Peyton Young, now number 18, set back to kick. He's got the go-ahead from the ref with that whistle there. And he runs up. The ball is in the air. Bounces off the ground, lands at the 10, finally gets at the 10-yard line, and he is swallowed at about the 15-yard line. Bring up 1st and 10 for the Chargers at their own 15-yard line. Josh Benson led the charge for this Western Boone return team, as he gets another special teams tackle. Lightning quick defense, lightning quick special teams, and some lightning quick points up on the board for Western Boone. There's now 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. Scores 42-6 in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Bradford and his teams. He stands in the shotgun with 1 man beside him. Ball's on the near hash mark. There is some motion going on. All right, we're back here at Western Boone now, as Coble's got plenty of room on that kick return. He gets brought down at about North Montgomery's 43-yard line. That was 21 Coble with the return. Nice returns. That's been about the only life North Montgomery's had on special teams so far this game. Now that we're at the start of the 3rd quarter, everything seems to be back in place after this. After the problems we had earlier with the power outage, we seem to be good now and continue play like it would have happened if we'd just gotten out of halftime. Now Bradford and the Chargers have the ball on their own 42-yard line. Bradford's in the shotgun with 1 man behind him. A botched snap, but he still grabs it and gets a nice gain of about 5. The ball's out, and it is recovered by Western Boone. Western Boone with a fumble recovery. That's number 75, Dietz Holdorf with the recovery. A nice play by that young man gives Western Boone possession at about midfield. There is a stoppage. It appears to be a official's timeout. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with you in a second. This is not a good sign for North Montgomery fans, as their quarterback, number 11, Jared Bradford, is stepping off the field after getting injured, slowly helped off. This is a problem that they had last week, where this quarterback, he threw for about, I think it was 21 passing attempts, and then he also ran for another 20, which is dangerous to have your quarterback run for 20 attempts, and now they're starting to feel it as he's off on the sideline, now getting treated. Western Boone stepping out on the line. Spencer Wright's in the shotgun with Washington behind him. He's got a man in motion, Hendricks. He fakes it to Hendricks. Hendricks does have it in the same play that Luke Ronaldo scored a touchdown on earlier. Hendricks with a first down in about 15 yards. Bring up a first down at North Montgomery's 35-yard line. 11 minutes and 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Scores 42-6. Western Boone bring up first and 10 on the 35. There hadn't been very much scoring since the last touchdown by Western Boone. Now Spencer Wright's got it in the shotgun. He hands it off to Washington, who runs it up the gut for a nice gain of about 5.
All right, and as we just saw, Cruz Washington taking the ball right up the gut for a nice gain of 5 to keep our offense moving, keep pressure on that Chargers defense, as we have not been letting up at all this game, as you can tell. Score 42-6.
Deep pass by Western Boone, number 87, Noah McClendon with the catch. He's got some moves. He's got 10-yard line, 5-yard line, brought down by the 3. However, there's a flag on the play, and Western Boone fans are not happy with this. His parents are now starting to boo the refs for this call. Another penalty that appears to bite Western Boone in the butt, bring back a big gain that would have brought him to the goal line, bring it back apparently. Refs are getting some booing by the fans, as I said. They appear to have thrown a flag on Western Boone and will indeed calling offensive pass interference. These fans are not happy with it, but you cannot blame the refs for all of it. This team's they've been playing a sloppy game in terms of penalties. They're undisciplined so far this game, and they've had trouble keeping the yellow flags off the field for the whole season pretty much. Now as Spencer Wright gets in the huddle, he's taking his team up to the line. There's the down is second down. They've got 3 yards to go on North Montgomery's 28-yard line. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. It's a pass. It's up in the air. Similar pass, the same exact play as last time, and it gets number 87, Noah McClendon, with the catch. Appears to be enough for a first down. That will move the chains for a Western Boone first down. Set up Western Boone first and 10 inside the red zone, right at the 20-yard line. 10 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Scores 42-6, Western Boone. Now, Spencer Wright will step out to the line with his team in front of him. He's standing in the shotgun formation, number 36. No. That's number 20, Dylan Brown, behind him. First running back change of the game. He hands it off to Kernodle, and it's a fake handoff. He's got plenty of room. He's running. He's got one guy to beat, and he gets a touchdown. Spencer Wright with a scramble and the touchdown with his legs. That was a great fake handoff to number 15, Kernodle, who took him and the whole defense with him on the left side as Spencer Wright came out of nowhere with the ball, dove through a defender for a touchdown. And now number 34, Elliott Young, will attempt another PAT. The score stands 48-6, pending this extra point. All right, number 34, stepping back to kick, Elliott Young. The ball is snapped, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. No good. that appeared to be good, but it was just to the left of the left upright. Refs call it no good. Score stands 48-6. Possession's about to be in the hands of North Montgomery, barring a turnover. Taking a look at some of these stats so far in the game. Western Boone's passing offense has been close with North Montgomery's, as they have North Montgomery's attempted 5 for 14, Western Boone's 9 for 15, so they are pulling out a little bit. Western Boone's thrown 124 passing yards, 1 touchdown, while North Montgomery's thrown, this is Bradford with 67 passing yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Rushing is where the real difference is, as Western Boone's had 148 rushing yards on the game, 47 for North Montgomery. Rushing attempts have been about the same, but the yards per carry mark is at 8.2 for Western Boone and only 2.8 for North Montgomery. And now Peyton Young kicks the ball up into the air. It lands right in the hands of the returner. He's got a little bit of room. No, he gets swallowed up at about the 22-yard line, 23-yard line is what the refs are calling it. That was number 21, Coble, with the return. Set up the Chargers 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. Scores at 48-6 right now, with 9 minutes and 43 seconds left in the game. Left in the third quarter, excuse me. And now the ball will be placed on the near hash mark. Playing quarterback right now appears to be number 6. That is Zach Walden. Backup quarterback for North Montgomery is their starter, is right now out indefinitely for North Montgomery. He's standing in the shotgun right now. He's got a running back to his left. He keeps it very dangerous play call, but he keeps it and runs up for about 5 yards near the exact same play that just got their quarterback hurt on the last drive. And number 6, Walden's a little slow to get up, but he's good to go. He's going to command his team up the line of scrimmage now. Bring up 2nd and 6 at their own 28 with 9 minutes and 20 seconds and ticking. Losing right now by 42 points. North Montgomery appears to have a little confusion, but they're getting it figured out. They've got their guy, Walden, in the shotgun. He's got a running back to his left, running back to his right, and the play is stopped dead. Appears to be a false start of some kind. It will be called a false start. Bring back the offense 5 yards. Set them up 2nd and 11 at their own 28-yard line. Now, North Montgomery will be set up on their own 23-yard line, 2nd and 11 for them. Quarterback Walden will be in the shotgun with his running back beside him to his right. He's got a receiver to the near side, to the far side. He will have a keeper. He actually passes it and is on the ground, no good. Incomplete pass. Bring up 3rd down and 11. That was attempted for number 21, Coble, who's had most of the attempts throughout the game so far. This will bring up 3rd down and about 11 for North Montgomery, as their backup quarterback's in, commanding the offense right now. He's got his running back, Clay Combe, to his right. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Ball's on the near hash mark. Now, just barely missed a sack, but he gets taken out. A sack by Western Boone's defense as they bring their quarterback down for a big loss of yards. The initial pressure just barely slipped out of the arms, but then he got leveled by the next guy up. Taking a look at some of the scores from around the conference, Tri-West and Danville are still tied 7-7, and Southmont's up 28-7 against Crawfordsville. Now, the punt team will be out for North Montgomery as they punt back to number 18, Peyton Young. The high ball is fair caught, but they're just muffed. The ball is still loose. Western Boone's on it. There's a flag on the play, but Western Boone's recovered and is right now at about North Montgomery's 48-yard line. So there was the fair catch by Peyton Young, but he muffed the punt. Eventually picked up by number 33, Cortez Stoudemire. And there is a flag on the play. Now the refs are joined at midfield discussing the play. Head ref is now walking out to address the crowd. No flag. He waved his flag off. No flag on the play. Western Boone will set up at North Montgomery's 48-yard line. There are 7 minutes and 49 seconds left in the quarter. Score is still 48-6 in possession of Western Boone. Now Spencer Wright will be standing in the gun with his running back behind him. And at running back appears to be number 20, Dylan Brown. Wright's got two guys to the left, one to the right. He hands it off to Brown, who gets a gain of about 5. That is 20 Brown, who leveled his way through for a nice gain right up the gut. About 3 yards on the play. Brings up second down and about 6 at North Montgomery's 45-yard line. So the way the game has been going is Western Boone's been driving down the field. If they've scored a touchdown, they kick it off. Pin North Montgomery back against their own end zone. North Montgomery punts it off and gives the Western Boone the ball right back with great field position. That's how it's been going a lot, and this happens again right now. There is a pass. He's got a man in McClendon who catches it for a first down. Noah McClendon, number 87, with the first down catch. That'll move the chains once again. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Scores 48-6. Bring up a 1st and 10 at North Montgomery's 34-yard line. Western Boone will start with a fresh set of downs. Chains are moved. And Wright will be standing in the shotgun with number 20 Brown behind him. He's got two receivers to the left side, to the right. Hands it off right up the middle once again for Brown, who powers ahead for a gain of about 5. Brown's going to be able to run straight up the middle. Jaron, what do you think is going to have to happen for North Montgomery to slow this rushing attack down?
They're going to have to stop allowing such good runs from our offense. We're splitting them right down the middle, and we're able to get past them, and they got to stop that.
All right, now Western Boone's walking back out. Over to the line. Spencer Wright standing. He will be under center with one man and Brown behind him. There's a motion. He hands it off to Brown, who kicks out to the left side. Plays defender and smashes through a guy for a gain, for a short gain. He was tackled by number 41, Zach Sturl. As now there are 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Western Boone standing at their North Montgomery's 28-yard line. 3rd and 4 for the Stars. Now Western Boone will take the snap. Wright is under center. He's got Brown behind him in the single back formation. He's got a man in motion as Connor Hull. He fakes the handoff. He runs out to the outside. He's taking it himself, but steps out of bounds for what appears to be a loss of yards. This will set up 4th down and short. That was a mistake on my part, as with my last update, my phone appeared to not load, but now Danville's ahead of Tri-West, 35-21. Southmont is ahead of Crawfordsville, 49-28, all in the fourth quarter. Score here is 48-6 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. 4th down as Western Boone's going for it. Hands it right up the middle to the fullback and Brown, who's got room and he's got blockers in front of him. And he gets a first down. Dylan Brown with a first down inside the red zone now. That was a great play by Brown, who lines up as his fullback, runs right up the middle as he's been doing all drive. Now Spencer Wright's stepping out to his coach to get the play call. Wright so far with 135 passing yards. He's 10 for 16. and 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Dylan Brown on this drive alone has had 4 attempts for 12 yards, 3-yard average, but it's been working well for his team. Leading the Stars with receiving is Noah McClendon with 3 receptions for 48 yards. And now Dylan Brown once again goes right up the middle. He gets stopped for a short gain. This will set up 2nd and 9 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds and counting in the third quarter. Now Western Boone standing. They're going to be inside their own red zone at about North Montgomery's 18-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 9 with now 4 minutes and 15 seconds left and dropping. Western Boone's not taking their foot off the neck of the Tiger. There's a pass play high up to number 87, McClendon, with his 4th reception, who gets brought out for a gain of about 8. Bring him down out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and 1 that is, with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Now Western Boone will have a nice 3rd and short here. You can imagine, Jaron, as they've been doing all this drive, that they're going to hand it right up the middle.
Absolutely.
You can see Dylan Brown. It's Dylan Brown lined up at running back. Now the handoff will go up the middle and is enough for a 1st down. That'll move the sticks. Number 20, Dylan Brown's with the handoff. Connor Hull's coming in for number 21, Joe Hendricks. This will bring up 1st and goal at the 7-yard line for Western Boone. Clock's down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds and dropping. Score's still 48-6. Western Boone lined up in the red zone. Now Spencer Wright standing under center. He's got a man in motion. Hands it off to his running back, who gets swallowed up after a gain of maybe 1 or 2. That handoff was once again to number 20, Dylan Brown, who's tackled by 52. That is Drew Webster. He's a junior. Stars are up 48-6 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Set up 2nd goal at their own 5-yard line, at North Montgomery's 5-yard line, excuse me. Standing in the red zone, 2nd down. Western Boone's got their quarterback lined up under center. 20, Brown's single back. He's got a man in motion. Pitches out to this man in motion, who runs through for what appears to be a touchdown. There's a touchdown. Number 24, Connor Hull with the 6 points. Excuse me, that was number 15, Lucas Kernodle with the points. Bring up more points. Score is now 54-6 for Western Boone. Pending the extra points, you've got Elliott Young standing out ready for the kick. Number 11, Mitch Miller, once again set to hold. The ball is snapped. It's put down good. Ball is in the air, and it bounces off the left upright. No good, just barely. So Peyton Young's little brother, Elliott Young, he's a freshman. He started out kicking his first 5 PATs this game. All of them were good. And then all of a sudden, after our short break, he's now 0 for 2. And it shouldn't matter much, as Western Boone has a commanding lead, 54-6. With 2 minutes and 29 seconds left in the third quarter. Western Boone's now going into their kicking team. Number 18, Peyton Young, set to kick with his team going out there with him. Back to return is 21, Coble on the far side. And that is number 31, Zach Surley on the near side. Spencer Wright is 12 for 18 so far in the game with 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. Washington's handled most of the running. He's got 8 attempts for 69 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 8.6 average yards per carry, which is amazing. And the 3 touchdowns, not too shabby either. Spencer Wright's got 7 attempts on the ground for 48 yards, 6.9 average, and 1 touchdown. Now as the ball is up in the air, it's kicked, handed off. It's in the hands of Surley as he's running. He's got about 10 yards on the turn, and he's hit a few times lands on the ground. Now the Chargers will have the ball on their own 28-yard line. Once again, as we've seen throughout the game, Western Boone's kickoff team's able to pin them inside, the 35, 30, in that area throughout the game. And now North Montgomery's set up, pinned near their end zone at the 28-yard line. We'll see how this Western Boone defense reacts to this. Now you've got number 6, Walden, still in quarterback for the Chargers. He's got a running back to each side. He's got a wide receiver to each side with 2 to the right. He option play, snaps out to the left side, who gets taken out by number 24, Hull. Stays in bounds. That was Claycomb with the toss right there, and he gets a gain of maybe 2. Final score for Southmont now. Southmont beats Crawfordsville 49-29. That is 49-28 for Crawfordsville. So Southmont gets another win as they were able to beat this North Montgomery team just 2 weeks ago, score of 28-0. Now Walden gets sacked behind the line as he tries to scramble, gets taken down by number 2, Devin Weekly, the leader of this defense. Devin Weekly with another sack on the season as he's been racking up tackles and sacks and really been a huge leader in his senior year for this defense. Weekly also led his team in tackles last year and looks to keep that going for his senior year, his last year at Western Boone. Now Walton's standing in the shotgun. He's got a man beside him. Receiver to the left, 2 to the right. He's going to take this snap 5 yards away from the ball. Walden gets the catch. He's pressured. He's sacked, taken down once again, second play in a row, this time by number 75, Dietz Holdorf, with a sack, as Dietz has been racking up a lot of sacks this year as well. That'll bring up 4th and 10 as there are 40 seconds left in the third quarter. It appears North Montgomery will get one more play off before the end of the third quarter. Now, North Montgomery's team is appearing to punt off the ball. Number 21, Coble, ready to boot it. Number 18, Peyton Young, standing right at the 50-yard line. The ball is up, a nice high far kick. Booming, it is fair caught at Western Boone's 40-yard line. This is number 18, Peyton Young, with the fair catch, as he's able to field it this time. He muffed it last punt, but this time he's good to go. Western Boone now step out on the line with their offense on the field. 14 seconds left in the third quarter, scores 54-6 in favor of Western Boone. Bring up Weibo, 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. Now the JV team appears to be on the field. Number 44, Blake Coley for the junior varsity, is standing in the shotgun at quarterback. He's got number 41, Robbie Taylor, next to him. He's got a man in motion. Hands off to the man. There is flags on the play. Appears to be for illegal motion, but we'll see. The gain does get about 2 yards. Blitz number 44, Blake Coley, with the quarterback keeper. Now the refs are stepping out, about to give their call for the flag. So it took till a score of 54-6 for Western Boone to finally pull their varsity team out, and they've got most of their JV out on the field now. JV and backup varsity players. Now Coley will stand in the shotgun with his man beside him. He's got 2 receivers to each side. 2 seconds, 1 second left on the clock, and they do get the playoff, but he is swallowed behind the line. That appears to be a run right up the gut as he is taken out for a loss of yards as number 44 with his second quarterback keeper in a row. This will be the end of the third quarter. We'll be back after the break.
All right. And right now I'm going to read off some of Weibo's stats, as we have been doing excellent job tonight. Spencer Wright, he's attempted 18 passes today, 12 completions, a total of 145 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns. Been insane tonight.
That appears it'll be his final stat line as he's pulled from the game in favor of the JV players.
As well as for our rushing, Cruz Washington been a centerpiece tonight with 8 attempts of rushing, 69 total yards, 8.6 yards average tonight with 3 touchdowns.
Now as both teams head back out on the field for the start of the fourth quarter, it is unusual to see this team sporting such a one-headed attack at running back as Washington's gotten 3 touchdowns. Now the handoff's right up the middle. Taylor's got plenty of room as he puts on the lightning speed. First down and more as he gets out to North Montgomery's 35-yard line. Huge gain by Robbie Taylor. That'll be enough for a Webo first down.
As you see on that play, Robbie Taylor took off with lightning speed. Never seen that before. That was just an absolutely insane play, as that was a gain of about 20 yards from Robbie Taylor, junior varsity player. Never would expect that from someone like that. As now they look to be going with a fake play, as Cully runs up the middle, takes himself down the sideline. Could get gain of about 10 yards.
Steps out of bounds after a nice gain. Bring up second and short with 11 minutes left in the game. 44 Coley has been doing a lot of these option plays and just keeping it himself, going for quite a bit of rushing yards already. So last year's sectional championship, Cecina, who, if you recall, beat out Western Boone just barely in the championship game, is right now losing 21-35 to Ron Coley with 3 minutes left in the game. Coley's in the gun. He's got his man Taylor. He hands it off to Taylor, who gets swallowed up after a gain of about 4. They're still moving as the lines are pushing in both ways. Refs are going to call it a first down. That was number 41, Taylor, with the bull rush right up the middle. Bring up a first down for Western Boone. And that was number 5, Hunter West, as the defensive lineman who got the tackle on that play. 44, Coley's back out in the shotgun. He's got his man behind him at running back. He's got 2 receivers to each side. Surveys the field. Coley's got a man in motion. He takes a snap. Hands it off to his man who's barreling to the left side. He's got number 22. That's Casey Baird, who gets a nice gain of about 2 or 3. Bring up second down and long with 10 minutes and dropping left in the game. Western Boone appears to be now just running the clock out, Jaron, as it's very wise to do when you got this kind of lead. What do you think?
Absolutely, and at this point of the game, a lead of 54-6. You would have definitely thought earlier they would have kind of ran the clock out at that point with that kind of lead.
Yeah, definitely this team was playing a lot more aggressive than we had all figured. I figured they'd pull their starters out a lot earlier, but that didn't happen as they kept, like I said, they kept their neck on the tiger. Now Taylor's got it. He's barreling through the middle. Up the middle is Robbie Taylor as he gets enough maybe for a first down and gets a gain right around there. It appears they're not going to give it to him. It's going to be 3rd and 1. 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Score is 54-6. And they are moving the chains. They decided to give him a first down. The chains are moving. Coley and his team now has a fresh set of downs. Now Coley's standing in the gun. He's got a slot to both sides. Receivers deep. He's got the keeper down to the right side. He's got plenty of room. He's got blocking. He gets a first down and more. Brought down inside the 5. Bring up another first down, it appears. That is 1st and goal now for Western Boone at their own 3-yard line. Clock stop at 9:13 for the time being. Score is 54-6 as Western Boone's JV is now in scoring range. Both teams still have all of their timeouts. Now Coley and his team are stepping out to the line. He's in the shotgun with his man right behind him. He's got a receiver to one side, 2 on the near side. Coley's going to take the snap out of the gun. He keeps it and gets some room. And he's got a touchdown. Blake Coley with the keeper. for a touchdown, Western Boone. Jaron, will you explain that play to me and what you saw?
Blake Cully looked to be that he was going for a pass, maybe a fake play, comes around off the right and is able to split the defense and get that nice little touchdown. A good gain of about 10 yards.
He did. He split the defense and he ran it right up the middle. It appeared, Jaron, that he was going to get sacked on that play, but then he came out of nowhere and dove right into the end zone, put 6 more up on the board. Now Elliott Young, number 34 for the Stars, will be back to kick it. The ball is up, and it is no good. He's missed his 3rd in a row. Score now stands at 60-6 Western Boone. Jaron, you just don't see 60 points put up on the board in football very often, but this offense this year is something special, aren't they?
Absolutely. I mean, 60 points is just an absolute massacre, and especially also for keeping up the entire game and not allowing very many points either.
Speaking of 60 points, Lebanon right now is up 58-0, the final score against Frankfurt, as Frankfurt's getting manhandled all throughout the season, getting shut out, and some low scores for that team. Not looking good for Frankfurt this year. Now Western Boone started out the season. The score was 51-12 against Sheridan. Then they went on to 3-game shutout spree where they took out the 5A ranked Harrison 24-0. They beat Crawfordsville an astonishing 69-0, and then they beat Tri-West the next week in that rainy day 7-0. They've only allowed 6 points in this game, and they're up 60 right now, a 54-point lead. Kicker up to kick. It's a low, bouncy kick as the returns bobble. Number 24 gets it. He's got about a gain of 10, a gain of 15. He's 20. He's still going. He's got 30 yards, and he's brought out of bounds at about Western Boone's. Make that North Montgomery's 41-yard line. Sets up 1st and 10. Now the Chargers have probably the best field position they've had all game to try to put up some last-second garbage time points with 9 minutes left in the game, down 54. North Montgomery standing with number 6 Walden still in for quarterback. Hopefully all is well with number 11 Bradford for North Montgomery, but he was still out on the sideline. The Chargers have got 2 running backs split behind him in an I formation. Handoff is to the halfback as he gets a gain of about 5-6 yards before he's brought down. This will bring up 2nd down for the Chargers as the clock's ticking from 8 minutes and 50 seconds and counting. North Montgomery's now walking out to the line. Western Boone's defense is set out and ready. North Montgomery's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback standing in the shotgun with 2 running backs, 1 to each side. The ball will be snapped at about the 46-yard line. 2nd down, handoff. He's got some blocking. This guy's running to the right side. Running right up the left side, up the middle. That was number 6 Walden with a nice keeper right up the middle for a 1st down. Brings the ball into Western Boone's territory for the first time in a while tonight. Puts a score at 60-6 still, but the ball is now at the 35-yard line of Western Boone. At the 40-yard line. Now Walden's standing. He's got running back to each side. He's got a receiver to the right. He hands it off to his running back who's running up the right side. He's got blocking. Once again, number 26, Coble, with what appears to be enough for a 1st down. That's North Montgomery. 1st down at the Western Boone's 29-yard line. Chargers are starting to mount a drive against this Western Boone JV team. Now that the starters have been pulled out. So Western Boone, they appear they're going to be moving on to 5-0 on the season, starting out undefeated through 5 games. And this team's got some sectional aspirations and maybe even state. We'll see if these players can stay healthy and disciplined. Now Bradford with the drop, snappy, hands it off to number 1 total. That's Surly. He goes to the left side, number 31. He's taken out after a gain of a few. Bring up second and third at Western Boone's 21-yard line. Score still stands at 60-6. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Possession in North Montgomery's hands. Quarterback stepped in the I formation. He's got 2 behind him. 1 receiver to the left. He hands it off to his running back, who's barreling through for enough for a first down. That'll be a gain of about 5 or 6. Bring up 1st and 10 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Now the clock's rolling. Western Boone's backed up against their own end zone on defense. Ball stands on Western Boone's 16-yard line, 1st and 10. The play is whistled dead. A timeout will be charged to Western Boone. And we will be back in a minute after the end of this timeout.
All right, we are back from that timeout. As you just saw, that was a nice Chargers play right there. As they're running the play, that was Zach Surly for a nice gain of about 6. And that looks to be not a first down. It looks to be a...
It'll bring up 3rd and short. It's 3rd and 4 right now at Western Boone's 11-yard line. Clock's ticking from 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Scores 60-6 Western Boone. Ball goes right up the middle as he gets brought down short of the first down. That was number 84, Austin Bowman, on the tackle. Looking at a quick update for around the conference. As I mentioned earlier, Southmont defeated Crawfordsville 49-28, and Danville's currently up 35-28 against Tri-West. The run goes right up the middle, and it appears to be a first. Okay, so it is a first down. The play was called dead, but now they're rolling the clock again. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. 1st and goal for North Montgomery, as Walden's now got his team knocking on this end zone for Western Boone. Now, as the quarterback gets a play from his coach, he's in the hands it off to his running back, who goes up the middle. That is enough for a touchdown. North Montgomery with the touchdown. Score 60-12, pending the extra point. North Montgomery just put 6 more on the board. Most points scored this season, tying with Sheridan in the very first game. The only points scored in the game besides that first bout. The clock stands at 4 minutes left in the game. Western Boone's missing a timeout. North Montgomery still has all 3 of theirs. Scores 60-12, pending this 2-point conversion. So the offense right now, their quarterback Walden's lined up in the shotgun. He's got a running back to each side, as we've seen quite a bit throughout this game. He's got one running back, one receiver to his right side. Hands it off. It's thrown up. It's caught, and it is 2-point conversion is good. As the ball is thrown up, it is caught by Fritzen in the end zone. Moves the score up 60-14. As now North Montgomery scored the most points on this Western Boone defense, as they just got 8 against the JV team. Now we're going to look at some of these stats for the games, as both teams are heading out to kickoff right now. So, Jaron, taking a look at the stats, what have we seen so far as a team total?
Well, as a team total, we have definitely been the strongest on offense. Rushing, specifically 237 total yards on rushing, 34 rushing attempts, about 7 yards per rush average.
Now, if you remember last week, this North Montgomery team handed 333 rushing yards to the Lebanon Tigers last week, and it's looking like they're doing pretty close to it again with Western Boone, as you mentioned, over 200 rushing yards so far with still 4 minutes left. Western Boone lined up to receive the kick. This game is brought to you by Home National Bank in Thorntown, as the score is now 60-14. Now, North Montgomery will be back to kick. Ball is up in the air. A line drive, but it goes far. Bounces in the end zone. This will go as a touchback. Bring the ball up to the 20-yard line. The first touchback we've seen this game. Western Boone will start from the 20-yard line. Scores 60-14 in their favor. 4 minutes left. And Jaron, what can you expect to see on this play, on this drive?
Well, we can definitely count on Robbie Taylor being a good asset for this junior varsity team. I feel like they're going to definitely go with some running plays to keep the clock moving, but to also be able to drive and give some of that JV a chance to get some good, solid plays in.
Yeah, we definitely want to run out a lot of this time. There's 4 minutes left. Try to close out this game on the ground. And as Mitch Miller's in motion, the play is called dead by the refs. There's a flag on the play. Scores 40-16, Western Boone. And now this call will go against Western Boone. Move them back yards. Clock's rolling again after the penalty. 4 minutes and counting. Western Boone's walking up to the line. The final score for the Danville Tri-West game is 35-28. Danville pulling out a close win over Tri-West at home. A run right up the middle will keep the clock moving. Set up second down. Second down at about 12. Western Boone backed up on about their 18-yard line. Trying to run a lot of this clock out. The clock's already down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds after just a couple plays. Now he's got a man in motion. Toss out to his guy on the left side. Near side, he's got some room. He's barreled down at about the 34-yard line. That's enough for a Western Boone first down to keep the chains moving. Western Boone here, if they want to close out this game quickly, what they need to do is keep getting these first downs. North Montgomery does have 3 timeouts, but it appears they're not going to care to use them. The clock is running down at 2:50 and counting. Scores 60-14, Western Boone. This team's heading out to the line. Coley under center. He's got Taylor behind him. One receiver to the right. He's got a man in motion. Hands it off to Taylor, who runs right up the middle, but appears to be stopped for no gain. No gain. Western Boone is now, the clock runs down 2:20 and counting to end the game. Now number 34 comes in for Western Boone, being substituted. Number 34, Elliott Young. Now Western Boone steps up to the line. They've got 2 minutes left in the game. Toss out to the side. This is number 32, who gets stopped after a gain of about 8 as he steps out of bounds. That was number 74 with North Montgomery on the tackle. Brings up 3rd and short. Number 34, Elliott Young, as I mentioned, is in at quarterback now as he replaced Coley. Trying to get some new guys into the game for the last few minutes. 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the game. Western Boone's lined up 3rd and short. They got their big man Robbie Taylor lined up at running back. Miller in motion. There's a keeper by Young who gets stopped Maybe enough for the first, maybe not. It appears that they're going to keep the clock running. No first down. Brings up 4th down and short. There's a timeout called on North Montgomery. We will be back in a minute. We're back here as Western Boone's now standing at the line. They get a first down and they kneel down. That will be the end of the game as the Stars win 60-14. Western Boone dismantles another team as they're now undefeated, 5-0. Like I said earlier, they were in the top 3 in this rankings. I believe they were number 2 to Tipton coming into the game. And now a 60-14 win should be pretty convincing to move them up higher in those rankings, as Cecina did fall to Roncalli. That also puts Western Boone right in the top of the standings at the Sagamore Conference. It has both teams line up for the game. As we look for some stats, Jaron, will you run through kind of what we've seen through both teams throughout the game so far?
So, to sum it all up, comparing, overall, they were a 5 out of 15, while we were a 13 out of 19 on passing. Yards per pass were pretty average, honestly. They were 0 for 2. No, they had 0 touchdowns on passing. They had 2 interceptions also, while we had 2 touchdowns from passing but 0 interceptions. Rushing, we pretty much dismantled them with 252 rushing yards with their 117. We had 38 rushing yards while they had 30. Pretty evenly matched stats overall, as Cruz Washington led us for rushing attempts and Spencer Wright led us for our passing attempts. A good game overall for Weebo, letting some junior varsity get some time in.
Thanks for that, Jaron. That'll do it for us here at Western Boone. You just heard the Western Boone versus North Montgomery game. We should be back at Frankfort next week. As Frankfort was shut out again, it should be a pretty easy game for Western Boone. We'll see you then. Game time's at 7 o'clock next Friday at Frankfort.